Alright, what's going on, everyone? We're back in my garage, got the 240 home, and if you watched the last video, you know I either rod knocked the car, or there's a small possibility that it's the flywheel, and it's killed that. It's been squealing for a while now, and when it happened, I banged second. So I'm hoping it's the flywheel, but I already have a motor where I know I can go get it. It's just I want to make sure. So what we're going to do today is drain the oil and do a compression test. So got our compression tester right here. Got my to-do list, which is now just got a lot bigger. But I got the cylinders marked right there. So what we're going to do is I'm pour spark plugs out of this thing, do a compression test, and cross our fingers, I guess. All right, so I'm like the least qualified person to be telling anyone on here how to do a compression test, but I know how to. So what we're gonna do, pull all these spark plugs out, make sure, I'm gonna check them first also, see what they look like. Hopefully there's no oil on them, because there might be a hole in the piston, we don't know. But pull these out, get them checked out, and throw a compression tester on. I'll give you all a little rundown, and we'll see what happens. Alrighty, so got the plugs out. They don't look too bad. I mean, they've been ran for a turbo motor. It runs hot and it's a little rich, so I'm not too concerned about what they look like. Honestly, not a lot of oil on them, like not any at all, so you can see that. Alrighty, got the compression tester hooked up, so we're gonna hop in the car, turn her over, just leave the fuel off, got the spark plugs out so it's not gonna fire, and see what we see on the gauge. Alright, so we got about 130 on that first cylinder, so I'm gonna go write that down now. I'm honestly really not sure what the normal compression for these things are, so I'm gonna have to Google that and just really see and do my research on that. Alrighty, so got the first one down. Just gonna run through the other real quick and see what we find out. Alrighty guys, so did a compression test on all cylinders. Now 130 is like where the gauge landed around it. It's just like probably 130, 140 on all the cylinders. Now I did my research and everyone's saying you want about 190 on the motor, but that's when it's hot. So again, I'm not the smartest. I've never done this, but everyone's getting around 130 to 140 on a cold motor. So I'm hoping, it's looking up, waiting for Dad to get back. He's working on the CRV right now. If y'all want a CRV soon, it's gonna be up for sale too. But I think what I'm gonna do now is drain the oil, see if there's any metal shavings in there, and if there's not, I may still drop the oil pan just to 100% confirm. But if there's not, I'm gonna pull the transmission off and check the flywheel, which it's been squeaking since I got the car. Might have broke when I banged second at the drift track, so we'll see. But or even across the board, so that's telling me that it might be savable. I mean, this motor's been beat for 3 years by Austin, so the low compression numbers, if they are low, is not a concern to me. It's just not a single one is lower than the others, so that's a little bit of upside for me. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, got the car jacked up and drain the oil and see if there's any metal shavings in it now. Not feeling anything, so again, might be a plus, might not. We'll just have to see, really. I'm gonna need to clean this pan out while I do anything. Yeah, so I'll let this drain out and just see. Alright, so I got the oil drained. There was no metal shavings in it that I can feel on my finger. Now, I'm at a crossroads here right now. So to drop the oil pan to 100% confirm it's not the motor, I have to pull the engine. I don't have an engine lift here. I have to go get it from Dad. So to to make it easier on me, if I do have to pull a motor, I'm going to pull the trans. And now when I pull the trans, I can check and the flywheel and all that stuff. So we're going to see, but hopefully it's the trans, but you never know. This might be a 2-part video or a few days long video. So for right now, we'll skip to the next day whenever I get stuff ready to pull the trans, and hopefully it's just a flywheel. All right guys, it's the next day. I already got the car jacked up. We're gonna pull the trans today, and actually tonight, but got the car jacked up. We are draining the trans fluid right now. So get this transmission out, inspect the flywheel, inspect the trans itself, and see what we got. So throw this thing on time lapse, yank this trans out, and hopefully we can find out what's broke. Also, pull the drain plug out. All the material on the drain plug. Alrighty guys, so I got the drive shaft out, it's laying right there. Time to get the starter out, and then we'll be able to pull the trans after that. Just gotta disconnect the starter, the clutch slave, and then pop off 9 transmission bolts, I think, and it'll pop right out, hopefully. So, see you then. Alright, so it's a little bit later. I went and got some food, but transmission's pulled out. Still shifts into all the gears fine, as I can't get into reverse. Yeah, but first, second, third, fourth, fifth, reverse. But that doesn't mean the trans could be killed. I could have killed the first and second gear forks. Austin, I think, is going to come over tonight, help me a little bit more. But I'm pull this clutch out now, investigate all that, and we'll see what it looks like. So update y'all again when that's out and inspecting it. All right, so I got the clutch and the flywheel out. Clutch looks pretty good. Pressure plate, not very many hot spots, just one right there if you can see it. Flywheel looks good. Just pull it out, just make sure, pulled it out, just make sure my rear main seal and stuff like that was input shaft where that goes in is looking good. That looks good. What doesn't look good is, yeah, it's killed. So I'm gonna be needing a new trans, but I'm gonna throw this flywheel on and the starter and turn this thing over, put some oil in it too, because I drained it all, and this thing should fire up and just run fine. Hopefully, and we'll cross our fingers. All right, guys, so took me a minute because that starter was being a pain in the ass, but I got the starter in, got the flywheel back in, and I think the trans was a problem, because check this out. Throw these keys in. Flex plate. Let me turn this off real quick. All right, so that rattling you hear is the little flex plate. Just not bolted up, but no, the rod knocking noise is gone. I just need a new trans, cause like I said before, this thing's killed. So I think this is gonna be the end of this video. In the next video, working on this thing, we're gonna throw in a new trans in the 240. So with that being said, hope y'all enjoy this, discovering what the issue with the 240 was. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and see you in the next one with the 240.